Hey everybody, it's Tim again, and instead of a cool movie toy today, I'm going to give you a cool TV toy. Courtesy of NECA, I'd like to thank NECA for providing me this sample of the ultimate action figure of ALF, Alien Life Form. Of course, ALF is short for that. And ALF really did show in the 1980s that the Muppets weren't the only puppets in town. Crashed through the roof of the Tanner family on NBC, gave us 4 wonderful years, and the sitcom ran from 1986 to 1990, reappeared in 1996 in the TV movie Project ALF to wrap up his storyline, and now ALF is back in a big way with this NECA Ultimate Action figure. And let me start with a 360 of this figure. Now, of course, ALF, whose real name is Gordon Shumway, was puppeteered and played by Paul Fusco, and he co-created the series with Tom Patchett. Occasionally appearing in the full body costume was Mishu Mazaros. Now, more than 3 decades after the series came to an end, ALF fans are finally getting a cool Ultimate ALF action figure from NECA. Let's take this up here and give you a quick look at what's inside of the package. Okay, of course, you always have that glare, but as you can see, wonderful portrait there of ALF with a popcorn bowl sitting on a couch. Here we have inside of the box a ton of accessories, and I'm telling you, I think this is really where NECA is doing absolutely everything right. All of their Ultimate Action figures come with a ton of stuff, which is most than you get with any other sort of releases for the same price point sometimes. So again, here's a look at the back of the box. So let's take this figure out of the box and take a look again at the Ultimate Action figure, ALF, Alien Life Form from NECA. Okay, here's a look at ALF outside of the package, and as you can see, not only is it an Ultimate Action figure from NECA, it is the Ultimate Action figure from NECA as far as I can say so far this year, and all the great releases that they've had in 2023, because look at all of the accessories. Now again, I've reviewed a lot of the Universal Monsters figures, some of their deluxe figures with the musicians, Elton John, AC/DC, and now this one with ALF. Their E.T. releases have a lot of extra accessories, but just look at the array here of what they have. I mean, let's just take a look on this table, for example. You have an extra set of hands here. You have the popcorn bowl. I really love this, the ham radio and the microphone, which obviously he carried around that microphone to do some rapping and do whatever in the series. You have a can of Fusco Cola. Just happens to look a little bit like Pepsi Cola, but hey, what are you going to do? Fusco works because, again, Paul Fusco, he did, after all, bring ALF to life as the puppeteer and voice of ALF. Now, over here, you can see we have the cloth shirt, which I will try on. Of course, ALF has a hankering for cats. So he's got a cat sandwich there, got another pair of hands here, got the sunglasses, and now, of course, we need to get to the figure itself, and I'm going to bring him up here. Going to readjust the camera a little bit, and here we go. If that isn't like ALF stepped off the screen, I don't know what is, and I'm going to try to get a great focused shot here. There we go. So look at that, man. Look at all the detailing. All the paint apps are just spot on like they usually are with all of the NECA figures, right down to the hair. Here, the ears, the fur looks like real fur without it being actual real fur. Okay, we got the little tail here. As you can see, there are plenty of options for articulation with this figure. You can bend the knees here. You can move the feet, right? There we go. Wide range of articulation with the legs. You got a hip swivel here about mid-tummy with him. Obviously, you can bend the arms. The wrists, obviously, again, you can move them around. The hands, move them around. And, of course, you got great articulation with the head here. So, yeah, man, what a cool representation of ALF. And, again, this is actually 7-inch scale. But, obviously with shorter figures, you are going to get shorter characters. You're going to get actual shorter figures here. So, Let's get him to stand up right. Oh, there we go. Get him to stand up. And let's move this out of the way slightly. And I'm going to measure him here. And he comes in close to 6 inches. I mean, the ears bring it close to 6. I would probably say 5 3/4 or so, which again, for a 7-inch scale figure, man, that's pretty good. Now, if you size him up next to similar figures, I mean, let's bring in the alien himself, E.T., right? Okay, bring him in, and E.T. is a little shorter than Alf here, right? So you have that figure, and if you size him up to one of the NECA monster action figures, here's the recent Bela Lugosi figure that I recently reviewed on the channel. Obviously, he comes in right in at about the 7-inch range, okay? And then as far as comparing him with NECA's other style, we have the retro 8-inch cloth-bodied figures, and Elton John comes in at about 8 inches. All right. So that just gives you a good idea of the wide array of sizes that, again, they're all based around, at least the first 3 are based around 7-inch scale, and the 8-inch cloth figures are their own entity. So I think, moving back to the accessories, I think my favorite, I think everybody's favorite is going to be this cat sandwich figure. Okay. Now, you have to remember, if you haven't seen the series, now check it out on streaming. It's streaming on Peacock, which makes sense because it was an NBC series. And let me see if I can get a closer look at this to focus a little better. There we go. The cat sandwich on a plate. You have to remember, Alf came from the planet Melmac, and cats on Melmac were cows to us here on Earth. So he had a huge hankering for cats. So it shouldn't come as a huge surprise that we have a cat sandwich in this. And I honestly, again, I can just tell you right out of the box that probably is my favorite accessory. But that's not to say there aren't other great accessories coming in here. Look, I'm a movie fan, right? You get this great bowl of popcorn. I mean, how could you go wrong with that, right? Looks like it just came out of the popper. Okay? And again, man, the ham radio. It looks right down to the meters, to the dials. It looks like you could actually broadcast two-way out with that ham radio. And of course, we have the bag of slime balls. Looks like asparagus, but it's not. And again, up close here is Fusco Cola. And again, it's kind of tricky sometimes to get that to focus. So let's hope I can get that there. There you go. So yeah, that's ready to pop open. And I'm going to put that on there and put him behind one of these tables like he was in the series. So I think fans are really going to be happy with this release. I'm going to take a pause here, and when I come back, I'm going to get Alf's shirt on. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. Again, click my name to subscribe to my channel for action figure reviews. Click down to the bottom right on the icon to get more of my YouTube videos. And I'll be right back with Alf behind the table with his shirt all ready to go for broadcast. Okay, now you're getting a look at the Alf Ultimate figure from NECA. Again, thank you to NECA for providing this sample to me. Here's a look at Alf minus the hands, all of the accessories together. I found a nice table to put them all together right in front of Alf during one of his ham radio broadcasts. As you can see, he's holding the Fusco Cola. We have the ham radio. We have cat sandwich. Again, my favorite figure, my accessory probably this year. I mean, it is so freaking cool. Also, you have the bowl of popcorn and the basket of slime balls there. Let's give a 360 look to all of this here. Now, of course, I had to find something for Alf to sit on, so I borrowed the bench from Elton John's piano from his Live in 75 set from NECA. And of course, I reviewed that figure, and you can find that review on this channel. Here's a better look at his Hawaiian shirt with, of course, the gears on it. And nice bright yellow, green and orange design on it. And again, you probably caught that self-portrait of Elf. And let's see if I can move this up. More of an overhead look at it. Yeah, it's genius stuff. I mean, I love this release so much. And you know what? As big a fan as I am of the Universal Monsters figures, and they're my favorite figures so far from NECA, this one's right up there. I mean, I think Elf fans are just going to go absolutely crazy for it. I'm a big fan of Elves. I watched the show in the 1980s, a great show. What a hoot. And obviously, there's a reason why I wanted to review this particular release, because I am a fan. But I can see this one being a big release for NECA, particularly with Elf fans. This is just spectacular stuff. Now, right now, you can order this online, and it is at brick and mortar. I have seen it at Target stores, at least so far, and I'm sure that you're going to be able to find it in other places as well. Elf is, I think there's going to be a resurgence in popularity because of this figure, and I know that NECA's upcoming Haulathon promises more Elf stuff. I know that there's an Elf puppet out there as well, so it's a great time to be an Elf fan, and I'm one of them. I'm thrilled to have gotten the opportunity to review this sample from NECA because, again, this is top-notch stuff. These guys are knocking it out of the park with every figure they produce. Like I say, the Universal Monsters figures, the music figures, and now this Elf figure, a TV figure that I'm reviewing on my Cool Movie Toys channel. My name is Tim Lammers, and I hope you enjoy my reviews. Again, click that button to the lower right. You'll see the YouTube icon to subscribe. Please share this video. Please like this video. Tell all your Elf-loving friends, your action figure-loving friends. And at the end of the video, too, you can click my picture to subscribe. And I can't wait to talk with you next time. Hey, somebody forgot to point out that I got another piece of articulation. It's my jaw. As you can see, I should have pointed this out earlier. Yes, jaw articulation. Now, if he's actually going to take a bite of that cat, or try, you can actually move the jaw as well. So there you go. That is truly it for this Elf figure. Again, you can get him at brick and mortar. You can order him online. He's running in the anywhere $32 to $34 price range. Again, that's right in range with all the other Ultimate action figures from NECA. And believe me, NECA fans, I think, are really going to find it well worth it. Again, that's Tim. And again, I am checking out for sure this time. Until next time, thank you very much. We'll talk soon.